Good morning. This is a video to show you how to use the new Microsoft Teams. First, log into your Microsoft account. You should see Teams on the bottom row. Click on Teams, and the Teams page will load up for you. Teams is a great way to interact with your students, to add notebooks, OneNote notebooks, to add documents, as well as to organize information by topics. You can also create assignments for your students and create a calendar. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I'm on Teams in the top left side, and I'm going to go to the bottom and click Add Team. This is where you create a new team or class. As I click on Teams, I have multiple options. Typically, we're going to stick with the classes. That's where teachers and students can collaborate. PLCs are professional learning communities, and this is another area where you can create, if you're looking for a network to connect with, staff members, as well as anyone. I'm going to create classes. The name of my class is going to be Amber's Test Class. You can give it a description if you want, or you can just click Next. Now it's creating the team. You can add your students right here. For example, Adam Brown, as well as Brent Harrington. I can add these people to my group. Right now I'm going to delete them. I don't want them to get notifications. Instead, I'm going to see if I can find someone else. I'm going to add this Amber resource here. I can also add teachers to my class. So if you're in a co-taught class, you can add them as well. I'm going to click Add, and then I can also choose whether this person is an owner or a member of the group. I'm going to leave my students as members. I'm going to close this area for now. Now you can see that you're in an area of your class called General. If I click on Amber's Test Class right up here, you're going to see the members of my class. Then you're going to see channels. Channels can be used for topics, discussions, as well as for projects. So if I wanted to add another channel, so right now I have my General tab, which I can add any sort of information the students might need throughout the year. I'm going to add a channel called Back to School Writing. And I'm going to click Add. So now if I click on Amber's Test Class, you'll be able to see under Channels, General, which is my General tab, where I can do anything for the students, and Back to School Writing, which will be my first writing assignment. In here, I also have settings. These are overarching settings for your entire team. I typically like to change the member permissions and turn these off so that students cannot change different features, as well as the fun stuff. Want to kind of make this more of a professional environment for the students. Okay. The next thing I'm going to look at is my General tab. General, as well as Back to School Writing, are going to look similar right now. The General tab has files, an area where you can add files. Let me go back. Has an area where you can have a conversation. You can use the @ sign just like in Twitter, and you can add videos, links, as well as changing the font. The files is an area where you can add files, or your students can add files. This is a shared location. The class notebook is where you can set up your OneNote notebook. So instead of creating a class notebook elsewhere and then inviting the students, you can invite the students right here, create your class notebook, and then you will see that you can add all the same features that's in the typical class notebook. I can click Next. I can add more sections if I want, or I can just create it as is. As this is loading, I'm going to go on to Assignments. Under Assignments, you can actually create homework assignments for your students. I can click on New Assignment. I can enter a title in here. Homework for the week. I can enter instructions. I can also attach specific reference materials if the students will need that. I can also specify what the students will turn in. So for example, if I am specifying a certain reference material, I can say that they only turn in one of those. I can also have a due date, a time due, and choose if I want this allowed to turn in late. I can also choose to give this assignment points, so it helps with grading. Once I click Assign, you'll see that the assignment was put in for today's date, for tomorrow's date, because it defaults till the day after if you do not choose a date. I'm going to go back to Class Notebook. Let's see if it's ready yet. Nope. Oh, there we go. Now it's loading. So in the class notebook, what's nice is that you can see your collaboration space, your content space, as well as all your students' notebooks. If I just click on the left side here, I can see my pages. To edit your notebook, you're going to want to use either the OneNote online or your OneNote on your computer. The last area up here is the plus sign. The plus sign is that you can add different tabs. This helps the students find information more easily. Now, just remember, you can't add a Word document if you haven't created a Word document already in your team drive. So that's one feature. Same thing with OneNote, PowerPoint, and Excel. The next thing I'm going to show you is on the left side. You'll see that we have meetings. If I click on meetings, you'll see that I can schedule a meeting here. So this uses the calendar feature. I next have access to all of my files in my OneDrive. I can also add additional cloud storage, for example, my Google Drive account. The final thing is assignments once again, and this duplicates what you saw earlier. This shows you your assignments for the week and gives you some more information about it. Once again, if I go back to Teams, I'm just going to show you my back to school writing, how this differs. Right here, I have conversation, files, and notes. I can also add more information if I need to. For example, I can add Word, PowerPoint, or Excel. If you ever need to add more students to your team drive, you're going to want to click on the three dots, and you'll see that you can here change the favorite, view with the team, add a channel, add a member, which would be where we would add students, and more. If you have any questions, please feel free to email. I look forward to working with you in the future.